President William Ruto has announced that the government will give the way forward on the transition of grade 6 learners after the scrutiny of the recommendations made by the Presidential Working Party on education reforms. Now, his assurance coming amidst concerns from parents of 1.2 million candidates currently sitting for the Kenya Primary School Education Assessment, owing to a lack of clear guidelines on their transition. The head of state was speaking during his tour of the Joseph Kang'ethe Primary School as he led senior government officials countrywide in supervising day 2 of the ongoing national examinations. Safin Acheng reports.
The second day of the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education examinations and the Kenya Primary School Education Assessment began in earnest, with senior government officials sustaining their tour of schools across the country as part of the government's plan to ensure that the integrity of this year's national examinations is upheld. President William Ruto was in Joseph Kang'ethe Primary School, where he affirmed that the government has invested heavily in ensuring that there is adequate security to avert unnecessary disruptions during this exam period.
Tumemobilize askari wengi kuhakikisha kwamba mambo ya mitihani inaendelea vizuri katika centers zetu zote.
The head of state also used the opportunity to address the transition dilemma of grade 6 learners who are expected to join junior secondary school, announcing that the government will soon issue a clear guidance on how the learners will proceed to the next level of their education.
A decision is going to be made in the very short term so that you can know next year, especially for those who are in grade 6 and grade 7, how they will move and transit to the next level.
Sentiments echoed by his deputy Rigathi Gachagua, who visited Komarok Primary School in Embakasi Central Constituency in Nairobi.
This Friday, we'll be giving the way forward after the president receives an interim report on how we proceed with the CBC and other reforms.
Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi was in Kilimani Primary School in Dagoretti North Constituency in Nairobi to assess the progress of day 2 of the national examinations.
Wamejipanga na tunawatakia heri kwa hii shule na kwa mashule zote katika taifa letu.
In Nakuru County, Principal Secretary in the State Department of Early Learning and Basic Education, Dr. Julius Juan, has affirmed that no learner from the 67 private schools in Uasin Gishu and Bungoma counties that failed to collect their examination papers on Monday has failed to sit for their national exams. The PS clarified that the schools were shut down during the COVID-19 pandemic, but the learners were absorbed in different schools.
These centers closed down and these learners moved on to other schools where they were able to sit their KIPSEA. So what I want to clarify is that no learner at all missed exams because a center was closed.
The process went on smoothly in different parts of the country, save for a few incidences that were reported.
There are some schools like Murara yesterday we had to be called in because the Form 4 candidates are in the school and it is the same school. And you said any examination center nobody should be found within that examination center.
We have also had a few cases where some parents relocated after COVID, and so learners in those schools were not present. That kind of change has caused a few hiccups.
Being a very important exercise, we ensure that our children are well prepared for the exercise.
The KPSEA and KCPE candidates are expected to write their final papers tomorrow, the 30th of November, 2022. Safin Acheng Oma, Citizen TV.